please restate the Isle of Man experiment?
Okay.
What is the Isle of Man experiment? Is this something that you've mentioned, Ranty?
Okay, so
Here we
we're
go.
not going to call it an
Let's
experiment
go.
because it isn't an experiment, but what it is, it's an observation. So there is auto level that's been purchased with a 32 times zoom.
Ooh,
and
zoom.
From what we're going to see through the auto level, looking from a place called Winter Hill in the UK, that's in the northwest of England, looking over at the Isle of Man. What we will see from the top of Winter Hill, whilst also at the same time, hopefully getting part of or all of Blackpool Tower in the image too, just depending on where you're looking. We're going to be asking, what do you think we're going to see through the auto level? So the auto level will have some crosshairs in the center, and we want to know, when we look through that piece of equipment, when we look through the auto level, where are those crosshairs going to be in relation to the Isle of Man?
I predict Flerf won't do it. Not being funny, you can't grow a big YouTube channel if you're an idiot. I love this try thinking here. I predict Flerf won't do it. Oh, maths is satanic. That is cult behaviour. Oh, you're in a cult.
Auto level.
Hi, beds, guys.
I got your numbers, they're right here.
Oh, you're in a cult.
It's just as easy as 1, 2, 3. You have to open your mind.
I predict Flerf won't do it.
Imagination is all you need. Don't take advice from fools. 'Cause everything that they say is in vain. Never take advice from fools. We all know what they do is in vain.
And we're asking if they can make the prediction, and then we'll go and do the test, and we will see what it looks like through the auto level.
It's as simple as that, isn't it? Like, I mean, what is the excuse of the flat earthers? I predict Flerf won't do it. Just look at the moon or something.
Everything is relative to you.
Oh, you're in a cult.
You just have to say it in generalities. Just like those straight lines are curving.
I don't know trigonometry.
Drive down the road, don't you ever swerve.
I'm terrified.
I don't know
Auto level.
where all of this goes.
I predict Flerf won't do it.
Never take advice from fools.
Oh, you're in a
'Cause
cult.
everything that they say is in vain. Never take advice from fools. 'Cause everything that they do is in vain.
Oh, you're in a cult. The science and maths confused me again. It just made me feel sick, basically, and just confused me and thinking, no, it's all made up, it's all bollocks. Oh, you're in a cult.
The shaking, the trembling. They don't want to address it. They don't want to go near it. I mean, hell's bells, guys. What the hell's wrong with you?
I know the game that you're playing, and I know exactly what's on your mind.
Oh, you're in a cult.
You got your playbook, it's alright. Your model dictates what you will find.
Oh, you're in a cult.
And I don't know where all of this goes. Don't take advice from fools, 'cause everything that they say is in vain.
Let's say Ranty,
Never take advice from fools.
he does know
We
the
all know what they do is in vain.
trigonometry. He can work out, like,
I'm
the
recording
size
this.
when it's gonna, do you know what I mean? And like, all literally, this stuff goes over my head.
Yeah.
And yeah, jokes aside, the Earth isn't flat. We have measurable curvature and measurable rotation. but I can still easily tell we live on a globe.
Right? We're just asking them to make a prediction, and they're terrified. Look at them. Look how they're behaving. Right? We've not even done it. I mean, that's what's so hilarious.
I predict Flerf won't do it.
We've not even done it. I mean, that's what's so hilarious.
I predict Flerf won't do it. I held on to like physical observations I could make of my own eyes.
10,000 miles away, 3,000 miles high, it would never get even close to horizontal, right? It wouldn't even get to horizontal, right?
Don't take advice from fools, 'cause everything that they say is in vain.
Oh, you're in a cult.
Never take advice from fools. We all know what they do is in vain.
You know, what you're going to see through an auto level, seeing as the Earth is level, right? If the Earth's level, what do you think you're going to see through the auto level?
Oh, you're in a cult. I predict Flerf won't do it.
Auto level.
Oh, you're in a cult.
Are you now trying to say that me literally attacking every flat Earth content creator out there and ripping them a new one is my way of actually getting in the good books of the Globers to come back to the flat Earth? I mean, come on. Me literally attacking every flat Earth content creator out there. Me literally attacking every flat Earth content creator out there. Auto level.
What is 1, 1, 1 and 1 in the triangle? I would not have known the answer.
Never take advice from fools, 'cause everything that they say is in vain. Never take advice from fools, 'cause everything that they do is in vain.
Yeah, this coward doesn't want to produce what he thinks it would look like. Instead, he wants to say that I predict that the test won't be done. That's my prediction. It's like, come on, guys. How retarded are you? If globe earthers can make a prediction, why can't you? What's wrong with you? Get your fingers out of your arse and get it done.
I predict Flerf won't do it.
The test won't be done.
I predict Flerf won't do it.
The test won't be done. The test won't be done. And you don't want to do it because you are dishonest lying with fuckfaces.
Are they deleting your messages, Bev?
I predict Flerf won't do it.
I see a couple of your messages deleted.
Don't take advice from fools, 'cause everything that they say is in
Like
vain.
seeing wind turbines splashing the water.
Never take advice from fools. We all know what they do is in vain.
What is 1, 1, 1 and 1 in the triangle? I would not have known the answer.
It should be pretty easy to establish where, level will be over that distance. It's demonstrable behind the curvature, and you don't want to do it because you are dishonest, lying little fuckfaces.
Never mind. It was a mistake coming here.
Ruhif got in touch with Brandon about a month ago now, and he wanted Brandon to make a prediction. If somebody went to Winter Hill to film the Isle of Man and they brought an auto level, what would the auto level show in relation to the Isle of Man? So where would the crosshairs be, as you look through it? Where would the Isle of Man be in that image? And he said, yeah, I can figure that out for you, no problem. Right? So Ruhif got in touch with me and he said, listen, if I give you the money to go and buy an auto level, will you do it? I said, sure. So he said, right, so can you go and do this test for me as well from Winter Hill? I said, yeah, no problem. He says, so we're just waiting on Brandon to produce a image to show what it will look like through the auto level. So time ticked on, a week went by, 10 days went by. Then I contacted him and I asked him, look, can you get this prediction done? The globe earthers have already done it. Can you do one for a flat plane? He said, yeah. I said, well, I tell you what, we'll give you 10 days. Is 10 days enough? He said, yeah, that's absolutely more than enough. 12 days passed. I asked him, have you got him? No, he still didn't have them, right? This was about 15 days ago. So in total, he's had this over a month, right? To try and bring up this prediction. So we moved on to Bev about 2 weeks ago, and we put it to Bev. Bev being the auto level expert for flat Earth. And we would assume, seeing as he goes to bed with the level and he wakes up and he walks around with it stuck to his face. In fact, in his eyeballs, all you see is crosshairs in his eyebrows. Everywhere he goes,
you got him now.
Literally got that auto level stuck to his face. So you would think that he would know, the resident flat Earth expert. Yeah, what it would look like, So we asked him, and this coward doesn't want to produce what he thinks it would look like. Instead, he wants to say that I predict that the test won't be done. That's my prediction. It's like, come on, guys. How retarded are you? If Globe Earthers can make a prediction, why can't you? Fuck's wrong with you? Get your fingers out of your arse and get it done.
And I'll say, with regards to the images, I mean, this is an image earlier this morning.
I'm going to do a test. Now I'm not going to do my test because you're not going to predict what I'm going to get when I do my test. You.
Absolutely blows my mind.
He said you weren't going to do it.
It really isn't.
He totally projected that onto you.
No, he wants me to predict what they will see.
You better rewind that because he said he was wanting you to go up and do it yourself. Now you won't do it. I thought that's what he said. I know he said he predicted he wouldn't do it.
Using
he said you won't go up and do it either.
Using the app.
I've never been told to go and do it. I'm not going to do it. He knows that.
That's how they work in the app, apparently. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Like they're using GPS to locate other flat earthers. You know what I mean? They're global.
And they use Google Maps based on the globe.
Yeah.
Oh, Google Earth is a flat Earth map. Oh, that still kills me every time. Can we get back on with Earth's paintings then?
Yeah.
We can, but let me just finish this up though, because I do want to I want to try and get this out there, because the test is going to get done on about the 25th of this month, right? So the test is going to get done on about the 25th of this month, right? So the test is going to get done on about the 25th of this month, right? So it is going ahead regardless. But these clowns, these flat Earth clowns, have had 6 weeks now to actually get the fingers out of their arse and just make a prediction. That's it. Just what the hell are we going to see through the auto level looking at the Isle of Man? It doesn't take a genius to work it all out. It really doesn't. I mean, I thought of it with it. I as a, ex-flat earther, was able to, in my mind, know where it would be. And it would take maybe half an hour for me to actually put it down on paper and explain why it would look like this through the auto level. So I don't understand what these clowns are taking so long to do, and why they're not getting stuck into this. Why won't they make the prediction? Is it because it will look like a globe Earth prediction and you can't explain it, or you'll have to make some mental gymnastics for it? I think that's probably what you guys know, and I'm going to say this now, you guys know that it will show exactly what you would expect to see on a globe, and you don't want to do it because you are dishonest, lying little fuck faces. Sorry, I'm sorry if that was a little bit rough, but yeah.
You're okay, buddy. When we're live, swearing's okay, mate. We're okay. I'm saying it's going to be an effing blinding show, but the odd bit of passionate swearing is fine by me. I love this try thinking here. I predict Flerf won't do it. So, I mean, you're back to the globe, aren't you, buddy? Welcome home, Bev. Is saying the Earth isn't flat. I predict the Flerf won't do it. I mean, he's ready. You're ready for reality, mate. Come home. It's much better
When
here.
you're in reality, that's
yeah, but
awesome.
there's a reason
You're ready
why
for
they won't
reality.
do
Yeah.
it. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason
Yeah,
why.
Good
they're
job he's
avoiding
with us,
doing
right?
it.
We all know
Because
that
the-
Flerf won't do
I
it.
think
Go
the
ahead, Bullet
excuses will keep the excuses will keep coming, and it's just for them it will just be a game of what can I say that will make it sound okay, you know, that will try and that they'll try and basically manipulate it so it looks like, oh, I'm not doing it because this is unfair or that's unfair. But you know that's how it's going to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd just like some honest discourse. You know, I mean, this is right. The whole argument is about, you know, two opposing sides that, you know, and right now, if you look at the community, we have debates and we put our sides across. So you've got people willing to go out of the way to actually make a prediction about what you expect to see without actually even going there and doing this you know, we have no idea what it's going to show. But the flat earthers have the opportunity to make a prediction too. What is stopping them doing that?
Exactly. Not a single thing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, because even if they did the experiment, they probably still wouldn't accept the results. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's sad, but like it's almost like they know. You know, like say, Flat Earth Millionaire. Why doesn't he get him and the gang to go to Antarctica? Or, you know, there's certain situations where like, why don't they do these definitive experiments? You know, measuring angles to the sun or whatever. Like, oh, maths is satanic. You know, like that's what these guys believe. So you need to see something with your own eyes that disproves what you believe, but they're not willing to see it, which would be something like 24-hour sun in Antarctica. There was a guy in the chat earlier, like Antarctica cover up or something. It's ridiculous. Like there is no.
Because when it does happen, you know what the outcome is. I mean, Jeranism and Bob.
That too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so
That just gets ignored.
They will find a way to make it okay in their heads. Do you know what I mean? In their brain, things come in, whether doesn't matter what, that they might be the most definitive proof of the globe ever, and they will contort it and twist it around to make it palatable for them, and then they'll say, that's right, it's okay, it's just blah blah blah, it's just a perspective or whatever it happens to be. So yeah, it's just.
Oh, please restate the Isle of Man experiment.
To deal with the.
Come on.
Are they deleting your messages, Bev?
Some of the flat earthers without.
I don't know.
Coping mechanisms. The way
Not
I see a couple of your messages deleted.
Try and avoid.
Why?
Together, and I think that's what you see.
Because me saying that Flerf won't do it.
They'd probably rather not have.
Your 501 message is deleted.
In the first place.
Yeah, because along with the prediction comes obviously.
So is your
the
message deleted?
Theory of how
5 o'clock, which is 10 for you.
So they're going to say, well, you know, this is what we expect to see, and this is the reason we expect to see that, right?
There you
but
go.
when it doesn't
I'll keep posting
work out
them
the
again.
way they predict, then they're going to have to come up with all kinds of bullshit.
Deleted.
But the globe earthers haven't got a problem with jumping all over.
Are you sure you're not looking at top chat instead of live chat?
5 people have done videos or sent me images.
I'm looking at live chat,
and they all match exactly the same, right? You could
placed
literally
in a
line them up
timeout.
next to each other and go, "This is their prediction," and the crosshairs are exactly in the same position.
Yep, they're deleted.
Every single one.
I'm seeing things.
Right. So if the globe earthers can make that prediction, why the hell can't the flat earthers?
This is protecting Ranty.
Prediction.
Protecting
that is the key
Ranty.
word that kills Flat Earth.
Yep.
Prediction.
They're ignoring my messages and deleting yours.
I can't see yours.
Predict when the sunrise is.
Really?
You
the
might
next
have
lunar
been
eclipse. And
hidden as well.
Let me
this
try
is
one.
where,
Oh
you
no,
know, these
SE
guys
there,
go wrong.
Facty,
You know,
what are
it's
you
just like,
talking
oh,
about? Is the
you
last
can't
one.
look up in the sky.
Okay.
They're all taking the easy way out. I just have to acknowledge, sorry guys, super chat from the super
Jose just came in the chat.
JSS Tiger, you absolute legend.
I see the bet cards are taking over.
again if I can find it. Please restate the Isle of Man experiment.
Okay.
What is the Isle of Man experiment? Is this something that you've mentioned, Ranty?
Okay, so
Here we
we're
go.
not going to call it an
Let's go.
experiment because it isn't an experiment, but what it is, it's an observation. So there is an auto level that's been purchased with a 32 times zoom.
Ooh,
and
zoom.
From what we're going to see through the auto level, looking from a place called Winter Hill in the UK, that's in the northwest of England, looking over at the Isle of Man. What we will see from the top of Winter Hill, whilst also at the same time, hopefully getting part of or all of Blackpool Tower in the image too, just depending on where you're looking. We're going to be asking, what do you think we're going to see through the auto level? So the auto level will have some crosshairs in the center, and we want to know, when we look through that piece of equipment, when we look through the auto level, where are those crosshairs going to be in relation to the Isle of Man? That's it. Now, if you live on a plane, it should be pretty easy to establish where, level will be over that distance. It should be pretty easy to figure out where it is. I mean, I can't make it any... Even the way I'm saying it is literally telling you where I think it should be. But the globe earthers have already made the prediction, and they know that they expect it to be substantially below the crosshairs. For the flat earthers, you would expect it to be substantially, the Isle of Man should be almost somewhere in the middle, somewhere, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're a flat earther, could be around that area, and we're asking if they can make the prediction, and then we'll go and do the test, and we will see what it looks like through the auto level, and we'll see which one matches. Yeah,
as simple as that, isn't it? Like, I mean, what is the excuse of the flat earthers?
I think it's interesting the way you've done it as well, because it is a prediction. You haven't done anything yet, so
yeah,
it's quite clever. Actually, you've thrown them a curveball because they can't point and say that's fake, this is fake, this, because they don't know what they're dealing with yet. So they don't really know how to.
It's almost like you're almost like going up to the bully or something and like just showing them their biggest weakness in a way, and then suddenly walking away.
You would be better having an idea on what the fuck it is you're looking at through a scope.
You're asking something of them rather than just them going, no, you're wrong. Like, whatever you've done is wrong. You're saying, show me what you think we should see.
They're terrified. They're absolutely terrified. Look at how they're behaving. I mean, they're actually scrabbling. This is something that we haven't even done yet, right? And we're just asking them to make a prediction, and they're terrified. Look at them. Look how they're behaving, right? We've not even done it. I mean, that's what's so hilarious.
I'm gonna hit you.
I mean, the coward.
Come on, put that fucking message up. Come on.
They're shaking. They're trembling. They don't want to address it. They don't want to go near it. I mean, hell's bells, guys. What the hell's wrong with you? If somebody can design a house, if somebody can say, all right,
again, they timed you out,
and I want it to look
what a bunch of cowards,
and then they build it. That's a prediction, right? Predicted, built it.
White knighting for Ranty. Mods, white writing for Ranty.
Why can't you make the same prediction of what you're going to see through an auto level, seeing as the Earth is level, right? If the Earth's level, what do you think you're going to see through the auto level?
Yeah, we need to just start dropping bombs like this, dude. Keep it up.
Yeah, keep it up, Ranty. This is brilliant.
Keep dropping atomics on them. Like, you're breaking it up, man. I love it.
If it's anything to do with, like, if ever I'm stuck with things to do with observations over the horizon or anything like that, I'll probably go straight to Ranty because I'll be honest, I don't really understand it that well.
I don't at all.
Yeah, some of it goes a bit over my
you,
head.
yeah,
They
you go
placed me in
straight to Ranty
timeout
then.
now too.
It's
Go
like-
straight to Ranty.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Hey Bev, they
I
placed
was
me in
thinking that
timeout
earlier.
too now.
I was literally thinking that earlier, actually.
Snowflakes
how like
in the moderators.
Fucking
my
snowflakes.
actual
Imagine it
scientific
when we
knowledge
go
is
on.
still
Wow.
so low, but I can still easily tell we live on a globe. I don't know trigonometry.
And that's because I
like,
asked,
back
why
in the
did you
day when
time
the
out
question
Bev?
like,
Yeah.
what is 1, 1, 1, and 1 and a triangle? I would not have known the answer. Do you know what I mean?
Dear.
Like,
Yeah.
and there's certain things where maths and things, say Ranty, he does know the trigonometry. He can work out like
I'm
angular
recording
size
this.
when it's gonna. Do you know what I mean? And like all literally, this stuff goes over my head.
Yeah.
And I think that's obviously why, in a way.
It's a good job Ranty's there.
Yeah, I mean, I need to.
No, go to Flatsoid for Flatsoid's the trigonometry wizard
Definitely
on Flat
gonna
Earth. Yeah, he's the guy that you need to go to.
No, go to Ranty.
I've got some Flatsoid videos in the queue. We might get to. Well, I've got
Queue them up. What I kind of want to say though, guys, is any flat earther in the chat, like expose Antarctica. I mean, come on, mate. Just book a trip there. But you
So
do
all the
not
other ones
need
have been timed out, timing
an
every fucker
iota
else
of
out.
mathematical knowledge or scientific knowledge to know that we live on a globe. Like some of these guys say big words sometimes, and
These guys
I
are
don't
chicken
understand
shit.
what
They're
saying.
useless.
But just look at the moon or something. You know, just realise we only ever all see one side, and just 2 separate celestial star rotations. You know, guys, unexplainable if the Earth was flat. Just go
Professor
for
Dave,
it.
actually, Professor Dave explains. He put
Yeah.
out a series saying destroying the flat Earth without using science or maths, and it's true. Every single one of those points that he makes, you don't need to use maths. You don't need to use science.
These guys are fucking pussies.
And it makes sense. So yeah, but we.
Can we not comment on the video
I'll tell you
yet,
what,
or anything?
Even after I left Flat Earth, there were still times, I'd say for about 6 months, where I actually was thinking to myself, have I fallen for this? Like, have I literally just taken this hook, line and sinker? The attention that I suddenly got when Cats made a video about me, did I run along with it and just go with it? And is the Earth actually still flat? And for about 6 months, I kept having these like little horrible feelings, and it was because the science and maths confused me again. It just made me feel sick, basically, and just confused me and thinking, no, it's all made up, it's all bollocks. And luckily, I held on to like physical observations that I could make with my own eyes.
Yeah.
The moon, and and just luckily held on. But I was even still thinking, is this still a lie? So it's sad, but it still carried on.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's one of the things where it's like, I wondered whether it was a psyop as well for a little while, like still a bit like conspiracy crazy on the like hating the government and they're doing everything they can to do this and that. Is it a psyop to get people away from real conspiracy? I was fighting with that as well a little bit, but I was like, no, accept it. I didn't want to just suddenly accept like, oh, COVID is real, or when all these things come along, I was still kind of like, really? Like, am I just gonna turn and just accept everything like the mainstream? But I realised you're better off kind of accepting that and exploring from there, rather than accepting all conspiracy and exploring from there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, especially with like, moon observations and stuff like that. The good thing about doing stuff like that is it takes it out of anyone's hands. You know, no one's talking to you, no one's trying to persuade you of anything. You are just making observations. You don't have to believe anyone. You know. So,
No.
do you know what I mean? So you can rest assured that must be right, because at no point at all has anyone tried to persuade you of anything. You were just making observations.
Yeah.
Shall we finish off this?
Let's do it, mate.
This video then. Oh, by the way, hi to Bev's Discord. Say hello, everyone. They're streaming from Bev's Discord.
Hi, Bev's Discord.
Streaming.
So yeah, hopefully they're enjoying this too.
Oh, nice.
I pop over there occasionally.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're streaming it? Do you mean they're like watching it live or something?
Yeah, you can actually well, you know, you have voice chats in Discord. You might not know this, but yeah, you can have voice chats, and you can share your screen as well. So Bev is watching this and sharing his screen. So yeah.
Hi, Bevs, guys. It's like WWF versus WWE, isn't it? It's quite funny. Come on, come for the world title shot. Like, if you got some evidence, you're welcome over. Yeah. No, jokes aside, the Earth isn't flat. We have measurable curvature and measurable rotation. Like, not being funny, you can't grow a big YouTube channel if you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I've got in any way a big YouTube channel, but you know, someone that runs to a formula, or I don't know, I can't see how someone can be really successful well, not really successful, but you know, enough to be able to produce regular videos on time, you know, and then they think the Earth is flat. Like, it just doesn't add up now.
Ranty, Rakia Life in the chat. Any pretending to be XFE, lol, or glow believers? They're still.
Yeah, listening
they still really want to believe that you're faking it.
Yeah, it's
No, he means he was faking the flat Earth shit.
If you think of the videos that I've actually put out, I don't know whether those guys have actually watched them, so maybe they don't get it. But perhaps if they watch the videos, they'd see that I really don't give any flying fucks about the flat Earth right now. So I find it incredibly odd that people like Glowbusters Bob, and there was a guy that the new Glowbusters that's on there now, I can't remember his name. Is it Mitch from Australia? So they were talking on the Glowbusters this week, and it's like they were saying, "Oh, Ranty's he's going undercover, and he's gonna get all their secrets, and then he's gonna come back to the flat Earth." And I'm like, guys, I'm thinking to myself, have you not been paying attention, or is this just a typical flat Earth response to things like seeing wind turbines splashing the water, or 9/10 of the Isle of Man hidden behind Earth curvature, you know, and you're claiming it's a flat Earth proof? Are you now trying to say that me literally attacking every flat Earth content creator out there and ripping them a new one is my way of actually getting in the good books of the Globers to come back to the flat Earthers? I mean, come on.
All right. Ranty's mission.
The group I'm obsessed with, Bill. What group am I obsessed with?
Oh my god, it's just ridiculous. Like, any thought that Ranty was like faking it, that is cult behavior. You guys will sit there and go, "Oh, you're in a cult," and then like anyone that leaves the belief you had, "Oh, they were faking it, or they've done it for this, or they never were a flat earther." It is literally just typical of. Oh, it's sad. It is so sad. I have had a super chat from Liam Wakefield, you absolute legend. I hope you and the Dougals are well. They look like strong lads and lassies. All the flirfs in the house, yay. Yo! Say yo! There's quite a lot of flirfs in the house, I reckon.
Interesting
again,
that wind.
Come and join us, flirfs. Come and have a chat.
Rakia Life says that wind turbines doing what? And then he goes on to say, I know how atmosphere affects objects over distance, etc., over water. And I'm like, have you not seen the wind turbines that are, you know, the hubs are even below the waterline, right? And just a particular blade is sticking out above it. I mean, it's demonstrable behind the curvature.
What?
I mean, if you think that any kind of, I don't know, Aries disc or fucking Rayleigh's criterion or limited angle or anything like that is hiding
he
it,
was the Flerf expert.
You're insane.
Mm.
That would affect every part of that windmill, not just the bottom part.
Yeah. And the diffraction limit. Oh, the diffraction limit hides it. Right. And then Rayleigh's criterion does it. Who the fuck's Rayleigh's criterion? Who the fuck is he when he's at home? 10,000 miles away, 3,000 miles high. It would never get even close to horizontal, right? It wouldn't even get to horizontal, right? So that means that the reason that you are not seeing the sun is because it dissipates. You know, it literally, the rays of the sun are no longer able to reach you through the atmosphere.
Did he just say it wouldn't get to horizontal?
Right? Boof, pops away, right? No problem, right? But how come when then you go up 30 feet, up, you run up some stairs, right? And you run up the stairs, and then you look back over at where the sun just disappeared from, and guess what? You can see it again.
What?
How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah. Those angles. Yeah.
Never mind the angles. It's 3,000 fucking feet high. 3,000 miles high. You've just gone up 30 feet, right? And by the time that you've gone up 30 feet, it's still traveling further away from you. It's going further and further away. It's no longer 10,000 miles away. It's 10,025 miles away by now, you know? And yet it brings it all back. And you can watch it for another 2 or 3 minutes till it goes again. And then you can climb up even higher and you can watch it again. But it's supposed to go further away from you. Huh?
Yeah. It's the thinking, isn't it? Like the three-dimensional thinking. Now you can think like that. It's so simple, isn't it? But like to these flat earthers in the chat, I was looking at the horizon the other day and I was thinking, you know, yes, this is like 5 miles away. And I was watching the sunset and it was so obvious that we live on a globe. You know, I sat there for like 2 hours and I just watched the sun go down and it was clear that it is not a ball above a flat plane circling. It was so clear that like the earth was rotating like away from it basically, you know, and it just went over the horizon and it was so obvious. And like just that alone, you're just like, dudes.
Yeah, exactly. And what they're trying to say, you know, the flat earthers, because it was something that I looked into too, which was this sinking effect. So you could argue, you know, if there wasn't evidence to the contrary, which there is, you could argue that things were sinking, right? Now, it's never really been demonstrated that things sink, you know, especially to the level that they would want you to, you know, that it would have to be this universal sinking every single day, you know, that the sun sets. It would have to sink. It would have to sink. You know, there would have to be that sinking effect every single day. The problem is that every single day that I did these observations down at Blackpool, pretty much I saw further than I should, which isn't sinking. It's actually looming. And yet, actually, when you actually go to a different location, you look back at my location, you can determine that there's drop there. So that only can lead to one conclusion, that there is actually just looming, you know, 7-6 hour refraction. And then there's obviously greater than normal refraction, right? Which leads to it, you know, to more looming. But sinking effect, that doesn't work. There's no sinking going on. This idea, you know, you can exclude that. If I was to do a video on it, you know, and show all the observations that I did at Blackpool, but also show all the observations of my location that shows sinking, then what you can clearly demonstrate then is that the world as a bigger picture is a globe, but on a local scale, down at the beach, down where you're filming over water and stuff like that, things get loomed up, things get lifted up and refracted around the curve to give you this appearance that you're seeing further. But on the grander scale, you see the curve. There's no sinking, guys.
Yeah, when you're a flat earther, dude, did you think like refraction was literally like kind of made up?
Yes.
To account for the Earth being flat.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like a way of trying to reverse engineer it to kind of be like, oh no, you know, the Earth's a globe and this is why you're seeing it like this. Is that like the standpoint you had? Yeah, I was like that. Yeah.
Well, it was 2018 when Mick West brought his Metabunk Earth curve calculator with refraction included in it. And, you know, we'd been in the argument long before that. And we'd had all these great observations with the P900 seeing far further than we should do on a globe. So for flat earthers, we were crushing it. You know, as a flat earther, you were crushing it back then. And then Mick West brought this calculator out with standard refraction on Metabunk. And the globe earthers picked up on that. And they were like, hey, guys, yeah, that, you know, everything you're seeing, it's being refracted. So
George is
the
been rolled
immediate
up.
response from all the flat earthers were like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, how dare you bring that cheat to us? You know, this is a cheat sheet. You've literally you've cheated us out of our observations.
Ranty said he was going after Mick
that
West.
we've had over the past few years. You're literally cheating us by saying that it's refraction. And then when we see even further than that, you're just saying it's just more refraction. And it was such a kick in the face to flat earthers back then. We hated it. We hated refraction, right? We really did. We didn't understand it. We hated it. We hated the idea of it.
Now they accept it.
Well, not to the extent that they should do. You know, I mean, I think I was the first person to start accepting.
Hello, Bev.
You know,
Are
if
you
you're
in
going to
here?
have refraction
Oh, yes,
in looming,
George.
you know, I'm going to have.
Hey,
sinking.
Bev.
If you're
a
going
minute,
to
let me
have
just
that, I'm
switch
going to
this
have
down.
sinking.
Sorry.
Right? So it was the complete opposite.
I'll have to turn that off.
Try turning the curvature switch on.
On? It's always in the on position with you, isn't it, George?
Well, yeah, it certainly is. Hey, Rumpus brought to my attention a video you put out the other day. Hello? Oh.
Yeah, you go on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Video.
I got an... No, something just popped up, a notification. I thought it was you dinging. Okay. Don't you think these titles and things that you're doing is childish? I mean, you're a grown man, for Christ's.
Yeah.
I mean, well, what's this about George in the fifth dementia? I mean, come on, Bab. This is totally childish, don't you think?
You were doing dementia jokes. Come on, George. You were doing them.
Dementia jokes?
Yeah, you had 15.
I am 15.
You had 15 shape dimensions.
Huh?
You had shapes with 15 dimensions.
Huh? I don't understand the thing you're saying. Makes sense.
What's up with you then, George?
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about. 15 shapes. What's 15
You
shapes?
had shapes with 15 dimensions, didn't you?
Dimensions?
Yeah.
I had shapes with 15 dimensions. Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Can you not remember saying that, George?
In reference to what?
Shapes and dimensions.
Dementias? Are you
Yeah.
talking dementias as in a bad mind, or are you talking dimensions as in physical space?
Well,
I'm having a hard time understanding
George,
what word you're using.
George, there are only 3 dimensions in physical space.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, right.
And what's this 15 dimensions?
Well, that's
you're
what
talking
you had
about?
the other day.
Huh?
You were talking about them the other day.
We were talking about not spatial dimensions. We were talking about higher mathematical dimensions.
Yeah, dimensions.
Oh, God. Never mind. It was a mistake coming here.
Why, you came to have a go at me for making me thumbnails?
I came to have a go at you to ask you maybe you ought to think about acting more like an adult rather than a child with the way you do your videos.
I do my videos.
The titles to your videos, it's rather childish.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a behavior I'd expect maybe from a 5 or a 6-year-old, not a grown man. How old are you? You're like in your 40s or 50s?
I got more clicks though, Judge.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? Getting more views.
That's what the YouTube's about, isn't it?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's what you're looking for. Act like a child to get more views.
We're just having fun,
Good
George.
plan.
Are you not having fun?
Plan. Good plan.
Are you not having fun, George?
Like at the moment?
Mm.
No, I wouldn't call this fun.
Yeah, I know. Why is that, George?
Putting a sharp stick through my eye would be more fun than talking to you guys.
Why do you put yourself through it, George?
Not put myself through it.
Is it as Rumpus told you to do this again?
No, I just said he pointed out this video to me, and I'm thinking to myself, my God, isn't Bev a grown man? What kind of a title is this? I mean, it's something I'd expect from a child. That's all. I just wanted to maybe get you to realize a little bit of what you're doing to yourself and how foolish you're making yourself. I mean, somebody's looking at the titles of these things, they're going to say, my God, this is like a kid. This is a kid putting this stuff up.
Are they? Be pretty good stuff. Well, kids wouldn't be allowed to do it, would they, George?
Oh, apparently they are. You're kind of like a man-child. How old are you, Bev? I'm just kind of curious. Like in your late 40s or early 50s?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Huh. Amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. You've missed my birthday.
I missed your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want for a birthday present?
I don't want anything. You missed it.
Oh, okay.
Nobody ever gets me anything anyway.
Well, I'd get you a sharp stick. You could put it through your eye.
Be careful,
just like
George.
I'm doing here.
Please, no death threats. You know, there's no need
That's
to go
not a death threat. Jesus Christ. God. Come on, Beth.
I'm just warning you. In case you feel like it.
No, I've never given anybody any death threats. What's the point to that?
Well, like wishing death on people, you know.
No, I'm not wishing death on anyone.
You have, though.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Paige, sensitive little Paige? She misconstrues what someone says to her.
Well, I wasn't particularly talking about Paige, though. But
yeah, but that's where you're getting this stuff.
I have heard that you were... Well, no, actually.
You have heard, so you like hearsay, huh?
Well, yeah.
I'd like to see you in the court trial trying to present your case.
I have heard, and
You have heard, yes. You have heard from others. You've had heard from others on other stuff too. And you take it as gospel truth, do you? You love hearsay? You use hearsay as evidence, do you? That's what it's called. That's the legal definition of hearsay is, information that you've got from a third party, not personally, not directly from the source, but through a third party. That's hearsay.
Right, yeah. That's normally where you do hear things, though, right?
But that's not admissible in a court of law.
Oh.
Didn't you know that? Hearsay testimony is not allowed.
Yeah, but when you,
because,
hear somebody say, George has wrote some really bad shit about you.
So,
and then you go and find it, George. You can see it.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, so you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Look in the live chat, George. Look in the live chat, George.
When you repeat,
look in the live chat, George.
Bev, when you repeat what a third party has told you, that's hearsay. If you go to the original source, that isn't hearsay. Do you know why hearsay is not admissible in court?
Do you want to shut the fuck up about hearsay? Because we're not talking about hearsay. We're talking about somebody telling me something, me going and finding it.
Okay,
I'm putting it in the chat so you can fucking look at it.
Where?
In the chat.
Which chat? There's many
live chat.
Oh, God. I see several text channels. Which one?
Can you see the one? There's a message from a guy called George Khan with George.
Which chat?
Live chat.
Live chat, George. Live fucking chat. On next level.
All right, got it. Now what? That's a death threat?
Right, so can you read it?
Is that a death threat?
Can you read it, George? Now, how do you assume I found that? Because somebody told me you'd wrote that. Because if you notice, there's no link to me on it. You are talking about me. Somebody told me about it. I went and found it. I now have that copy. It's still in Brandon's. Nobody's bothered taking it down, George.
Wonderful. All right, we were joking around. Big deal.
You were joking around?
Yes, put it in context.
Oh, right, I see.
Well, this is what you guys always do. You pull things out of context. I remember that.
What's the context of that then, George?
The context was people were joking around, and this guy was saying some really stupid things.
Well, that's not very
adult. It was pretty disgusting.
Shouldn't act so childish.
Right, so George, that somebody told me about that. It's not hearsay, is it? Why are you talking about hearsay? Why were you talking about Paige? Why were you going off into your own little world and carrying on talking?
You're the one that started down this road path.
I said, because you were on about poking people in the eye with sticks, I said, please don't do death threats. You said you've never done anything like that. Well, it turns out it's a joke. You joke about things like that now. I didn't know that was a joking topic that you could do. I mean, is there any way you can notify us and let us know it's a joke?
Sure it is. Depends the context and the company you're with.
And what company were you with? On Brandon's channel with all the trolls.
Probably not very good company apparently.
Looks like it, doesn't it? So what was it you wanted to come in here for then, George?
Well, I already said it. We've already been down that road. So anyway, have a good evening.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Before you go, do you think maybe an apology or he left, huh? No, he's not. He's still here. George, you think maybe an apology or an explanation is due? What do you think? Maybe I broke up there. Maybe an apology or an explanation is due, George? What do you think? Now we hightailed it.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the content, please support On the Level and future projects. Membership subscriptions available now, or come and get involved at Next Level Discord server. Thank you.